lately you've been talking about getting your game on. You probably couldn't have done it much better than that tonight. You must be super proud of the performance and the effort they put in.
Yeah, I didn't. Those days are gone. But, yeah, they did. And, look, pre-game, you talk pretty general. But when we do talk about getting our game on and finding our best footy, well, it's pretty similar to what that first half looked like, and the effort, the togetherness, and that's where it all starts. The points come, they go. It was an inspiring performance. I'm so proud of this group. I've been proud of this group a number of times over the last 4 years, and I don't know if I've been any more proud than tonight. So, there's been a lot of hurdles to overcome. It's an incredible feeling, and I'm sure 5.5 million people are feeling the same thing.
You've won a few series, Billy, as a player and also as a coach. But where does that one rank, given you lost game one, you had to go to Perth, you had to come here, you obviously, a number of other things that you had to overcome?
I don't like ranking things, but I've never felt like this. Like, I know we're going to talk about it, but like the bloke to my left, that's as courageous and brave as I've ever seen. Like that I lost my dad in January. I know what it's like. I know how it feels. Like, our dads are our heroes, and I don't know how he did it, but within 10 minutes of sitting with him in his room on Sunday morning, he looked at me and he said, "Bill, I'm playing." And I know he wanted to. I know his dad would have wanted him to, and boy, that's one proud dad sitting up there watching his boy tonight.
Money, can you tell us about the decision? Why did you make it so quickly? And tell us how it all panned out. How were you feeling at the time? What's it been like for yourself?
I rang Bill straight away. As a larrikin as I am, I rang him, and usually when me and Bill talk, like, we're obviously serious on the field and stuff, but I feel like there's probably no better balanced person than Bill. When it's time to switch on, you switch on, and you switch off. And we didn't really have a whole heap done in the morning, and when I found out, I tried to call him, and he thought I was not having him on, but he started laughing on the phone. Like, before I actually told him what happened, like, it was more of like a shock to me. And when I told him, he dropped everything and come to my room, like Bill spoke about. Like, he lost his dad in January, and I know his old man. He was a tough man. He was a very humble man and very hardworking, and a bit like my dad. Like, he was had a big heart. Would be friends with anyone. Had a lot of trust with a lot of people, and sometimes that got him in trouble, and sometimes that got me in trouble too. But I knew straight away when I heard my dad would be stupid enough to tell me. I know for a fact that footy's not more important. Family's obviously more important, but there was more at stake. Like, when you look at it, it's decider. I was in camp the whole week. I knew the preparation. It would have been a tough job to Bill and the coaching staff to obviously put someone in and obviously understand the way we wanted to play. And it was an easy decision for me. Queensland's everything to me. I was obviously born there, and I love the Maroon, and to be able to captain this team and try and send out Puppy as a winner in his last game in a foreign territory is something that I'll hold dearly to my heart for the rest of my life.
How does it feel, Money, to what you've achieved and what the team's achieved?
I think the whole team and the whole coaching staff should feel so much belief, and I've got so much trust in this team, so much love for this team. You look at guys like Ruben Cotter, Kurt Capewell. So many people were bagging him in the media about our back rowers. Like, they're not back rowers. They miss tackles. They're not there, And a couple of times Ruben jumped on the ball tonight as a true Queenslander, put his body on the line, saved a couple of tries. Same with Kurt. Like, people just somehow just go an extra leg with wearing the jersey, and it's just our coaching staff to distill that belief in us. And it was an easy decision for me, like I spoke about. I would never have turned this decision down, and like everyone talks about, you never know when your last time's you're going to be wearing the jersey, and I wasn't going to let it happen now.
What about the response or the reaction of the other players, like out there on the field? I think at the end the cameras were on you guys, and there were like a number of people, including Billy, I think, in tears, as well as yourself, Cam. Like that, obviously, what you mean to them.
Oh yeah, look, it's hard. Like obviously, I had a moment there with Bill. I had a moment with him on Sunday. You know, he knows what I'm going through. Regardless of being a coach, he gave me the opportunity to go home first, like families first, and I'm forever grateful for that. I was probably more leaning towards not doing it because I didn't want to let Bill and all Queensland down, but Bill told me I needed to go home, and I'm so grateful that he made me go home. And just the team that rallied behind me. Look, it's not ideal preparation-wise, but just the way the team got up for me, and I'll be sitting there when I'm 80 years of age remembering 2025. It sounds silly, but talk about the Neville Nobodies of 1995. No one in the journo world, you guys sitting here, gave us a chance, and it'll be interesting to see what you're going to say tomorrow. So really excited for it.
Cam, lead up to this kickoff, how was it for you personally? Did you find it was difficult to get yourself ready? And when you ran out, it looked like you looked up to the sky. Was that right?
Oh yeah, I just asked him to use as much energy as he can. He hasn't got a whole heap of energy. He was a big boy, so needed 10% of him. So it was good. I love him, and I'll obviously grieve and deal with what I have to deal with tomorrow, and obviously onwards whatever happens. But I want to soak it up tonight with my family, with the team, and it was an easy decision. Like I went out there, and it was one of those things. Like I had to go out there and earn it. We all had to earn it, you know, and it wasn't written for us, and we had to go out there and work hard, and we did that for the first 40 minutes, you know. For that first 40, we obviously held onto the ball and didn't really want to do a whole heap to create errors and give them a chance to come back. But yeah, I just have so much love for this team and our state, and I'm sure the other team do as well. But it's hard to put into words. Go back to the Storm, and no disrespect to the Storm, but it's just a different feeling when you come into Origin, and Bill and obviously the coaching staff just have that belief and still that history into us, and it just makes you grow in our league.
Papa, the players, you all have your own motivations, but did you talk about money, and did you use that as inspiration? Was it part of wanting to do it for him as well tonight?
Yeah, of course. Obviously money was going through what he was going through, and I think as a playing group, it's all about family first, and we knew Manny was going to turn up and be ready for this game, and we just had to make sure we were well prepared for his return. So, so happy that we, got the win for our skipper, and it just shows the special bond that we have. Just going together, doing everything together, and that was the whole theme of this week, and going forward. So, very special win to be a part of.
What was it like for you out there, Papa? Like, did you ever think you'd be drinking a 4X after winning an Origin series again when you sort of retired from rep footy a couple of years ago?
Nah, I was like I told many of you, so I was happily retired. Watching game 1, game 2, I'm always gonna bleed maroon. I was always going to back the boys no matter what, even if I was playing or not. So, obviously missed the first couple of calls from Bill due to my son being in hospital and the wife as well, a few complications with the birth. But I said I wasn't going to come back, and when I saw Bill's number pop up, I said yes. I knew the value and what I could bring to this footy team, that calmness of just being just that calm head amongst the group. I thought I can bring that, and I thought we done well tonight, and obviously showed with the shield and the sheds.
I've seen a lot of Queensland teams written off, and New South Wales has got a better team on paper. I've also seen Queensland win a lot of times in those situations when they're not supposed to. Can you sort of talk to the desire that you guys have when your backs are against the wall to produce something special?
Me?
Yeah.
Well, firstly, who's saying you're not supposed to? That's probably the question you need to ask. You know, at the end of the day, it's your actions out on the field that do the talking, not what you write during the week and what you say on shows. And like I'm a part of that. I get the attention of the game. We create excitement and all that sort of stuff. But at the end of the day, that doesn't mean anything. It's the actions out on the field. And you know, when a group of players believe in each other and believe in what they want to go out and achieve together, that's pretty powerful. So, yeah, that's probably how I'd answer that one.
Can you talk about Tom Dearden? You made the decision to bring him in for game 2. Obviously, that was a huge call, but
Yeah.
you still more than vindicated your decision.
Yeah.
A couple of tries, try-saving tackles, player of the series.
Yeah.
I think he was man of the match, I think, in the City Championships final as well. So,
Yeah.
big game player, obviously.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't think anyone's surprised how Tom Dearden's played in the number 7 jersey. You know, the one thing I will say is Daly Cherry Evans has been a wonderful halfback and a wonderful captain for this team over a long period of time. So that's the first thing I want to acknowledge. But I just felt it was Tom Dearden's time. Like, it's Tom Dearden's time now to step up and rise, you know, to that position, and he's done that. He's sitting in there with a couple of medallions around his neck. You don't get that because people predict things about you. You get that because you earn them through your actions out on the field, and he's probably one of the best competitors I've ever seen play the game. He will give everything for the team. He stepped in last minute for this guy, you know, a few years back, and did a wonderful job, you know, in the 6 jersey. So, like, he was ready. He's been a part of this squad for, you know, many years now, and it was his time.
Bill, Cam mentioned obviously the 1995 side, but if people talk about that, they talk about the 2020 team to win it.
Yep.
I know you say you don't want to rank them, but does this team now belong in that category as far as, you know, the spirit of Queensland wins when you consider what happened game 1, 2 games in the road after it, 2 rookie centres, Josh come down of retirement, change of halfback, all that stuff?
Yep.
Do they belong in that category now?
Yeah, there's been a fair bit going on, and it is a true Queensland team. It's been a true Queensland performance. That's no disrespect to anyone else, but you know, you look over the history of this footy team, 95 in particular. No Super League players. You know, I think Ben Ikin was 17 players out of reserve grade. You know, to win that first game 2-0, that held a whole heap of resilience. Spent a lot of time on their try line, and that was something we dove into. Just the way that they went about it, not necessarily the result, but the way that they went about it, and we appreciated that, and I saw that out there tonight. You know, that resilience on the try line. You know, that was pretty special. So, yeah, they're right up there.
Josh, I think your son on Channel 9 he said he was worried that your new baby might be without you, or could you explain for us? You haven't spoken to him after. What do you mean by that?
I don't know. I think after my son was born, I'd come into camp, so I think it's just more just getting back home and spending time with the other kids. So
we talk about the courage and bravery about what Mun's been through, and that's at a really high level. The big fella here, I was terrified when he picked the phone up that he's going to be empty of that fire. I was terrified that he was going to say, "Sorry, Bill, you know, my days are done." But you know, within a couple of words, I felt, you know, he still had that fire in him, and not me, Queensland. I'm sure they're so appreciative of what Papa's done. His performance out there tonight, that first 15 minutes, just laid that platform for the rewards to be reaped off the back of it, and then went out in the second half. And like, that's at 33 years old, the big fella's done his duty for Queensland, and to come back one last time and perform like that is incredible. that story will be told as a legacy for many years to come. And the first 3 days of camp, Big Papa didn't come in. Obviously, his wife Seppa, had a baby boy the week before, and there were a few complications, and the big fella slept in a hospital chair for a couple of nights, and his priority was being a dad and making sure that his family were okay. And he come in on the Wednesday, and he just had that real calmness influence over the team. And little Tino, big Tino, was like a little puppy dog following him around all week. But it was just good to see, and he was very confident in his own ability, but he instilled confidence in everyone else. And like I said, I'm so appreciative of what he's done for this footy team, those guys in there, and 5.5 million Queenslanders, because they're going to be super proud of him and super happy.
Billy, how vital was that presence when obviously Money had to step away for a few days?
Yeah.
How much did that help having someone like Papa there?
Yeah, I just felt it straight away when he came into camp. He was, he didn't say a whole heap, but he doesn't need to, Big Papa. He's just got that aura about him, and everyone felt safe. The one guy that I did feel that really stepped up into that leadership role when Mum was gone was Harry Grant. I felt he did a wonderful job in supporting Mun as the captain. Even before he went away, he's done a great job in that role, and there's a few question marks around him, throughout the series as well. And he's a wonderful player, a wonderful person, and a wonderful leader.
Papa, you young fella Noah, this is a moment that we'll never forget. What does that mean?
Yeah, it means a lot. Obviously, old enough to understand, who Dad's playing for, what Dad's doing these days. So, just super grateful. Moments like, when the 80 minutes is all done and said, I thought about that phone call that Billy gave me, and straight away, had tears in my eyes, and there was doubts in my mind whether I still had it, whether it was the right move to come back, especially with the 4-pack that the Queenslanders have. So I'm so glad I picked that phone up and said yes, because it's all paid off now. So super grateful, and always a privilege and honour to represent the state, this jersey, and especially when I'm running out next to the skipper and all the brothers. It's always an honour.
You won't get a better send-off than that, but what if Billy calls late May next year?
He'll screen my call, I guarantee it.
He reckons he's the next healthy. He's going to go to Super League and then just put a phone call and come back.
Thanks, guys.